There's been multiple times in my life where I've had to tell myself to stop overthinking and just start living. My neighbor, who is also my friend, he invited me to Costa Rica for a work trip with him. It's basically a vacation. I'm inviting you, all inclusive. You don't have to pay for anything. And I mean nothing. Everything's included, including the flight. I was in a class at the time for my master's program, and I'm online. So I get my entire curriculum and I'm able to do it whenever I want, as long as I complete it by the deadlines. So school really wasn't an excuse for me to not go to Costa Rica, but I was using it as an excuse because I'm like, okay, what if I get there and I fall behind or I don't do my work, or what if I can't do my work before I get there to put me ahead so I don't have to worry about it while I'm there. And I was just overthinking when it wasn't that difficult of a choice at all. My overthinking caused me to delay my response. Luckily, I ended up saying yes, and luckily, it ended up being one of the best trips of my life. But that overthinking almost caused me to miss out on said opportunity. And like I said, it was all inclusive. I didn't have to pay for anything, yet I was still overthinking this decision. When in reality, it's a good friend of mine bringing an incredible opportunity to me. And I should just be like, oh, for sure, absolutely, especially if I have the time. Almost saying no to that trip made me take a step back and realize that I shouldn't be overthinking things like this. I should just live. I should just do things that make me happy, do things that feel right, do things with loved ones, do things with friends that will create these memories. Because when I look back at the times I was traveling the world, not one time did I say, dang, I wish I didn't go on that trip. Or I went on that trip and I didn't have fun. Because all my trips, all my experiences that were spontaneous, hey, let's travel here, or hey, let's do this. Every time I said yes, I ended up having the time of my life. And now when I begin to overthink decisions like this, I remind myself and I look back at the times that I had with these people. What I'm trying to say is try not to overthink these decisions or overthink saying yes to opportunities that are brought up to you when they have the potential to be incredible experiences, because you never know what you might experience. You never know who you might meet. You never know what you might find out about yourself. And I think that's the most important thing. So stop overthinking and just start living. Just start living. And in the same breath, having fun doesn't always have to be expensive. It doesn't have to always be, oh, let's go to this show that's expensive, or this experience that's expensive, or this trip that's expensive. I remember being in California when I first joined the military. I lived in the dorms. That's where everybody was. That's where all my friends were. Everybody would meet up, hang out, chill. But one particular night, we didn't go out. It was like 10 of us. Maybe it was like 10 to 15 of us. We didn't go out, and we all met up in my dorm room and we just listened to old Lil Wayne. Old Lil Wayne the entire night and had the time of our lives. Everybody was just there living in the moment, having a good time. And that's perfectly okay. We don't have to go out to bars, go out to clubs, go out to this, that, and the third to have fun, or spend all this money to have fun. If you do, cool, whatever. But understand that that's not the only way to have fun. If the homies come over and we watch an episode of Severance while eating popcorn or something, that's valuable time that has potential to be an amazing experience. It doesn't always have to include money. And the earlier you recognize this, the more money you may save. Or if you like spending money, go spend money. To each their own. But just realize that having fun does not always have to be expensive or going out to blow a bag. And the last thing I want to say is there is no age limit on having fun. I highly dislike when people try to put an age limit on other folks having fun. It's not like you turn 30 and your life just has to be serious from then on out. Or you turn 40 or 50 and your life just has to be serious from then on out. You can't have fun. You can't go out with your friends. You can't act a fool. You can't act a fool in a good way, that is, but you can't go out and drink because you're too old. I've never agreed with that, because me personally, I'm a firm believer in not letting your inner child die, because your inner child is a part of how you got to where you are. And if you let that fun die and just let everything like work or your stressors and everything like that just take over your life, and you're not having fun, you're not smiling anymore, you're not laughing anymore, you're not hanging out with good people, experiencing new things, then essentially a part of you dies. And once that part of you dies, it could lead to a miserable life. and nobody wants to live a miserable life. So for me, I will always tell people that try to tell me, "Oh no, I'm too old for that." There are certain things that we are too old for, or we get too old for, but having fun should never be one of those things. I'm gonna be 90 years old having the time of my life, doing anything I can, everything I can, and we should always have this mentality no matter how old we are. Because like I said, once you let that little kid that is a part of getting you to where you are now, once you let that little kid die, what do you have? You don't have that playful side in you. You don't have that joyful side because you spent so long neglecting it, thinking that I'm this age, I have to be serious. I can't do anything that's fun related. I think that's to keep it clean, a load of baloney, but that's just me. And I will always be an advocate for, no matter how old you are, just having fun, enjoying life in any way possible. Because once you stop enjoying life, what's the point? What's the point? Once again, these are my thoughts that I'm just sharing because I genuinely think they're extremely important for people to hear that tend to think certain ways. But that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other, call someone, tell them you love them. Be easy, not too easy. Work smart, not hard. It's more efficient.